Let's start, Robert and Margaret, with shocking and I'll say, I think, reprehensible comments from Karl Rove. Remember, Karl Rove, the architect of the two George W. Bush presidential wins. The New York Post reporting this morning that at a conference late last week in Los Angeles, he brought up Hillary Clinton's health. Remember, she was hospitalized late in her term as Secretary of State. And he said this: 30 days in the hospital, and when she reappears, she's wearing glasses that are only for people who have traumatic brain injury. We need to know what's up with that. Margaret, now anyone who runs for president is going to have to answer questions about their health. Certainly because she was hospitalized while in the cabinet, no question she would be asked, what about your health records? Be more forthcoming than you have been so far. That's fair game. But to say she has essentially saying, I think she has brain damage or some sort of a traumatic brain injury, beyond the pale?
Well, shot across the bow would be like the understatement of the year to describe this, right? I mean, I think Karl Rove is sending a very clear signal, an unmistakable signal, that if she really wants to do this, it's going to be hardcore from the get-go, and he is going to take a lot of heat about this. Maybe he figures better him than a Republican candidate. Is she going to have to talk about you know, what happened after the fall? Of course. Does it have to be framed this way? No, absolutely not.
And I think that, Robert, is what asks the question. I mean, look, you know, liberals don't like Karl Rove. He's been their boogeyman for some time. He says a lot of provocative things. Some are going to say, a lot of people are going to say that this is reckless. I do think it's way over the line. Again, you can raise the question. You don't have to raise it this way. But he doesn't do things by accident. And the New York Post reports that he repeated this a couple of times during this conference. What's he trying to do?
First, Karl Rove is not a doctor, but he is someone who is very connected to wealthy conservative donors. And I think he's trying to signal to them that in 2016, Hillary Clinton's health will be part of his conversation. He's trying to cross that threshold early. I think the problem for Rove is, as much as some in the GOP base may cheer speculation about Clinton's health, at the same time, some donors, wealthy donors, may be wary of Rove's comments, and when they look at groups he's associated with, like American Crossroads, will those dollars still be there if this is the way Karl Rove is going to operate ahead of 2016? That's an open question.
A Clinton spokesperson did tell the New York Post, please assure Dr. Rove, a bit of a dig there, she's 100%. Karl Rove has deceived the country for years, but there are no words for this level of lying. Look, there's no question Republicans are trying to lay down a marker for her that if you run, we are going to be tough. We're going to bring back up Monica Lewinsky if we so choose, Benghazi and everything you did at the State Department. But again, I'm just having a hard time where you would suggest somebody has traumatic brain injury before, you know, as they're considering a candidate for presidency. They think they're going to what? Scare her out? Do they think they're going to, you know, say, don't you just want to be a grandmother and have a peaceful life?
Well, and we've seen her on the road already in these sort of unofficial, campaign events where she's talking about complex issues, ducking a thrown shoe. Like, you know, she is going to be demonstrating by her daily actions as she's out there whether or not she's, you know, in fighting shape. So to some extent, that'll sort of sort itself out, but this is a very aggressive tack to take.
I think it reflects Republican nerves. It's only May 2014.
Nerves or fear?
I think a bit of both. I think
they can't beat her?
They're not sure if they can beat her. They're not sure if there's a candidate on the Republican side that can truly be competitive. And if they're already talking about her health in this way at this time, that means there is some fear in the Republican ranks about her ascendancy and about their ability to really combat her in 2016.
Interesting. We'll continue to watch this one. And this is at a corporate meeting, again, reported by the New York Post. What we have not seen yet, whether there's any video or audio of this event. Normally in these circumstances, it surfaces, so we'll keep an eye on that. Also be interesting to see if his employers at the Fox News channel, whether he's asked about it on the air and whether they think that that's appropriate for one of their employees, although it was not on Fox News when he said this. We need to make clear there.